following is a presentation of TFNN. Now, the author of Mastering Probability, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the May 2nd terrific Thursday edition of today's Opening Bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and I absolutely treasure your presence here today, folks. My outcome, as always, is to help you to become a better money master and folks, to provide you with the tools that each of us need in order to lead an inspired life, because leading an inspired life, that is what it's all about. So let's go take a look at one of our tools. I love this tool. This is a tool I call Destiny is not a matter of chance. It's a matter of choice. And it's not a thing to be waited for. It's a thing to be achieved. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard someone say, I don't know what I want to do with my life? Well, if you think about it, it's the same thing as saying, I don't know what it is that I want to achieve. Now, my response to that, for anybody that's ever said that to me, it's pretty simple. It's very simple. I just use these words. Shoot for the moon. Shoot for the moon. Why? Here's the reason. If you don't get there, you'll still be heading for a star. And isn't that really what life is all about? Just shoot for the moon, folks. If you don't get there, you will still be heading for a star. Look, I've been fortunate enough to have achieved many, many things that I consider to be great in my life. I know that you have as well. And if I wasn't shooting for the moon, I never would have had the chance to own and operate retail stores in the Disney theme parks, Universal parks, tourist attractions all around the world. Heck, if I didn't shoot for the moon when it came to learning about technical trading, I most certainly would not be here this morning. I most certainly would not be here today. I shot for the moon. That took me to Tom O'Brien. Took me to Larry Pesavento. Took me to so many folks out there shooting for the moon. You know, Julius Caesar, he decisively defeated the king of Pontus. Now, he announced his victory in Rome with the immortal words. You know these words. I came, I saw, I conquered. 6 great words to live by. 6 great words to get you on the track to be able to achieve anything it is that you want in life. It's like the little red engine that could. You know that book? I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. I say just change it a bit. How about change it to I know I can? You know, maybe it was Napoleon Hill that said it best. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Folks, locked within our superconscious mind are the answers to our questions and the secrets to the mysteries that we encounter each day. Making a decision is like putting a bit in a horse's mouth. The bit is probably the smallest part of the harness that goes in that mouth, but it is the most important part. With this bit, we can control the movements of the horse. We can guide it in any direction we want to go. You know that saying, every little bit counts. Shoot for the moon, folks, because even if you miss it, you will be a star. 877-927-6648. Let's go check out the stars here in the markets. A little bit of action here as we were coming into the open. Right now, we've got the Dow futures are up about 40 points. The ES Mini up 4.5, trading out at 1581. NASDAQ futures are up about 10 right now, trading out at 2873. Oh, going to the moon must be the king we were talking about. The king? King dollar here, up about 35 ticks right now. The euro pulling back fairly strongly. We'll go take a look at the currency market because we've got a lot occurring out there. You've got gold up $21 right now, trading out at $14.67. Silver's up 61 cents. That's now up about 2.6% today. Trading out at $23.95. Light sweet crude up 0.5%, up 50 cents, trading at 91. 54 out there. Copper's up. It was down big yesterday. We'll take a look at that. If we don't, just remind me about it. We've got platinum is up about $20 right now. Across the pond over in Europe, we've got the DAX is now up 7 points. The FTSE down 34 across Asia. Last night we handed the ball off to them. Wasn't really that bad when you consider the Nikkei only down 0.7%. That was off 105 points. The Hang Seng off 0.3%, down 68. And the Shanghai off really not much, 4 points. So really a flat market out there. Let's go start off, take a look at what's going on inside our markets here. You know, we talked about sell, well, you've heard me talk about sell in May, not because sell in May wasn't investigated or what have you. I've provided you with information over the last couple of weeks here that should at least make you say, something to really think about. If we take a look at the ES Mini, we'll start off looking at that 30-minute chart. If you are listening in on your mobile device at tfn.mobi or a radio station, thank you so much for doing that. Remember, this show will stream live to your mobile device, your iPad, your Samsung pad, any kind of pad out there, or smartphone device. Just go to the homepage of tfn.com. On the right-hand side, you will see that little button with 3 little smartphone devices. Click on that. The show will stream live to you, and you can always watch the archive again on Channel 9 here on Tiger TV. Right now, we are taking a look at the ES Mini 30-minute chart. If you're watching, you see a couple of colored-in patterns here. The first one was the light blue shaded colored pattern. We showed that yesterday. That was the 3 drive to a top pattern out there. That came in. That completed at 8 o'clock yesterday morning as the ES Mini moved up to the 1595.50 level. If you're not sure what a 3 drive to a top pattern is, go listen to yesterday's archive show because they gave you a really good explanation of that pattern. That worked. We saw a pullback. That pullback came all the way back into the 0.786 retracement level. Off of the low that we're talking about out here was a low that came in at 12:30 in the afternoon on April 26th, and the high was yesterday morning at 8 a.m. Comes back to the 0.786 level. That projection, 1577. Where did the ES Mini actually get down to? At 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, got down to 1576. You got to like that projection. And then what happens an hour later, right here at the 5 o'clock time frame. Yeah, I just have to add an hour to 4 o'clock. I can do that. And right there at the 5 o'clock time frame, we got our little bullish engulfing candle. And that's what you need to see, folks. You need to see where the bulls and the bears, who's going to defend positions or what have you. And then what did we have? Well, if we take a look at it, let me just delete this pattern because I can go ahead and put it back in here. You know, we talk about A to B equals CD patterns. Well, if we take a look at the ES Mini out here, all that it did, it completed a 0.618 Gartley sell pattern as we were coming on here at the 9 o'clock hour. If we take a look at that, that included an A to B equals CD up. Your A point was a low that came in as we came into that 4 o'clock closer during that session where we got down to 1576. That's your A point. Your B point is the highest high that it made before we saw, in essence, the lowest retracement here. That highest high is going to come in at 4 a.m. Most of you probably weren't up then. I was up. Made a high at 1583, goes ahead and pulls back. What kind of retracement does it do? Well, let's go look at that retracement. The retracement I'm referring to is, what's the retracement? That B to C leg off of the A to B leg. As you can see, probably about a 50% retracement. That gives you the indication that you'll make more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. What, in fact, did the ES Mini do here? Made a 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD. That came in at the 1588 level. That's your A to B equals CD. But if we go take a look at the retracement now, the retracement from the high, that's 8 a.m. yesterday, coming into 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon as well. You'll see at 1588, nothing more than sweet 618 out there. Now this candle session here, you can see certainly the bulls had charge early on, and the bears, apparently they're still hanging out here. I think they like May. They're coming out of hibernation. Maybe somebody might think they'd be going into hibernation, but they're coming out of hibernation. At least when it comes to these markets out here, they were able to push that ES Mini back lower. Not a bearish candle, but we are taking a look at a bearish engulfing candle as we speak right now. Very small-bodied candle, obviously, that's out there. And he closed below that open. That open was 1583. Right now, you're trading at 1582 and a quarter, and he closed below that at 930. That says that might have been the bounce that we saw in the marketplace out here. So that is on your ES Mini. What did we have yesterday? Well, we had that first sell day in May. Many, many more to come. Many more to come here as the markets make their way lower. Will it be a straight shot down? Absolutely not. Can we go test the highs? The market can do anything that it wants, but it has given us all the indications that we need that we'll see a move back to at least that 200-day exponential moving average, at least that level. In the markets between now and October 31st out there. That's what the patterns are saying. If we go take a look at the currency market, we've had some wild swings here in the euro. The queen here has totally given it up, and it's done it in a hurry. I don't know what the news was that was out there, if it was any news, but the king is going to the moon, and the queen, well, looks like she's going downtown. And that downtown, if we take a look at that level out here, this is the 30-minute chart. We'll go switch over to the daily chart. But if we go take a look at the low swing point out here in the euro on the 30-minute chart, that's at 9:30 in the morning. That low is at 1.27651. 9:30 in the morning, I should say. You probably want to know which date that is. That is on April the 4th, all the way up to the high that was put in right here at 8:30 yesterday. That high, that level, came in at 1.3241 out here. And now what it's doing, it's going to pull back to at least this is going to pull back to more than the 0.382 level. 0.382, that is just a normal retracement. That's your dead cat bounce. That would be 1.3051. Why will it pull back to more than that? We'll just take a look at this wide-ranging bar on the way down. This euro will at least pull back into the 1.2934 level. That's your 618 retracement. That is at least what I would consider to be the minimum objective. 877-927-6648. When we get back, we'll go take a look at some of these stocks here that are moving and grooving in the market, some with earnings. Yelp is the leader in the clubhouse. They closed at $25.30. They're trading at $28.65. To the downside is Shire PLC. We'll be right back, folks.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. With the launch of TigerTV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces. And over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a threefold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to tfnn.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Steve takes your phone calls now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go take a look at some of these stocks here, out with earnings, popping and dropping. Let's start with Monster Worldwide. MWW is the ticker symbol. Out with earnings, their revenues go like this: $212 million versus $233 the year earlier. Net income of $5 million versus $3.74. So here's one not able to go ahead and make a top line number, but able to do better on the bottom line. Sounds to me like a little cost cutting out there. This equity actually closed out yesterday at $429. It's trading at $475. That would be up 10%. But if you are watching us on Tiger TV, you're seeing a chart that most people wouldn't want to have too much to do with. This equity here back in May of 2006 made it up to $59.99. As I said, it closed out at $429 here yesterday. Let's go put this on a daily chart. Let's go take a look at this on the daily chart out here. So it's trading at $475. $475 on this equity is going to take it, well, right now, I suppose, where this could really find some significant resistance is right at about $501. There's a high volume bar out here. That should be significant resistance, $401. Nothing really, in my opinion, that you would do here on Monster Worldwide. Maybe it gets some type of sign of strength off of the bottom here. If that were to be the case and you were so inclined to trade something like this, then what you would want to do is let it come all the way back and test where it broke out from. That means yesterday's candle out here, which would be a high of about 440. In the marketplace. So nothing I'm suggesting, but it is up percentage-wise fairly well in the market. Let's go take a look at Generac Holdings. You may remember Generac Holdings. They were off to the moon back during Hurricane Sandy. That ticker symbol is GNRC out here. I know I've got that here on my screen. I'm pretty sure I put it out early this morning when I was setting things up. Here we go. Generac Holdings yesterday not faring so well. Here's where we can see where this thing truly took off. Let me get rid of a couple of numbers. Makes it a little bit easier for you to view on Tiger TV. We're going to come all the way back. This is when we were dealing with Hurricane Sandy, October the 26th. It closed out at 28.33 out there, and then that very next session, it went up with volume, 5.1 million shares. A day prior, 717,000 shares. Then went ahead and made a little bit higher high on November the 5th. Did that with 5.2 million shares out there. We can see that this gap level has held. This thing here is going to go back up and test its highs this morning. We'll go ahead and put a black horizontal line across the bottom of the screen out here. The highs that this has is $41.40 from February the 8th. Right now, let me see here. Generac Holdings is trading at 38.36, so it's not going to make it all the way up there. 38.36 will take you into the downdraft, so it won't be all the way up to the top. So this thing had some volume off of the top here, but really because of that gap up, and you take a look at the volume, really looks like right now just a sideways consolidation, so long as it's a high-level consolidation, that is for sure, because it's got this fairly large gap out here. So long as this holds 32.50, everything will be okay. But we did see a real sign of weakness out here, really two of them. The first one was on February 14th. And that high is 38.99. It's not a swing point, 4 million shares, but that's what it's going to be trading up into today. Probably won't make it much above that level. If it does, the highest that it probably will get up to is going to be the low of February 8th, which is $39.61. This had a little bit, another sign here of a weakness that came in on February the 21st. That's another 5 million shares traded hands on that trading session. That is on Monster Worldwide. Let's go take a look at Beazer Homes. BZH is the ticker symbol. Beazer out with numbers are up 7% this morning. Let's see, Beazer, what do their numbers say? They had a net loss of about $20 million versus $40 million from the prior year out here. And revenues, total revenues, $287 million versus $191. So BZH is the ticker symbol. I should be able to locate that here on my charts in a second. BZH, there we go, right there, dead smack in front of me. Had a fairly nice day yesterday. Had some decent volume behind it. Let me go ahead and get this little track tool off the screen here. There we go. Delete that. So this closed at 16.79 yesterday. Beazer Homes right now trading at 17.80. 17.80. Where's that going to take us into? It's going to take us over the swing point here. The swing point high, its most recent swing point high here in Beazer Homes is going to take it to the low of 18.53. It's not all the way up there. That's taking you back into January 30th of this year out here. That's Beazer Homes. So we'll see. This thing is going to gap up this morning. We'll see what kind of volume this has in it. It has some sign of weakness here. So it looks like really Beazer Homes doing nothing more than consolidating up at these levels. 877-927-6648. Shoot for the moon, folks. We'll be right back.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives you Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. With Market Insights, nothing is left to guessing. With the market at record levels, volatility is here, and now is a perfect time to take advantage of a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights. As recently as March 26th, Tom advised his subscribers to liquidate their 4 short-term equity holdings, closing out all 4 positions for a combined 15.9% profit. And on April 1st, Tom advised his clients to sell their longer-term position in AIG warrants, locking in more than a 40% profit in just that one trade. If you'd like to see the kind of newsletter Tom O'Brien sends out to his subscribers each morning, then sign up for your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors.
Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're off to the races. We got the Dow up 44 points, trading at 14,745. S&P up 5, trading at 1587. Composite trading out at 3310, up 11 points. The Russell 2000 up 5 points after totally getting hammered yesterday. It is trading at 929.23. Google up $3 and change. Apple up $4.50 right now. Microsoft pulling back a bit, down 17 cents. That's off 0.5%. Intel back a little bit further, off 17 cents, but that's 0.75% out there. To the upside, lead the charge. We've got Visa. Visa out with numbers here. I believe it was after the bell last night. Visa's numbers, let me see if I have those here handy. Net income of $1.86 versus $1.6 billion in revenues. Basically, 2.96 versus 2.6 from a year earlier. Visa up $5.50. That's up a little over 3%. Actavis Inc., Actavis maybe, ACT is the ticker symbol, out with earnings as well. They're up about 4% here right now, up about $4 as well. Their net revenue $1.9 billion versus $1.5 out there, so they are being rewarded. We've got Regeneron Pharmaceuticals up again here today, up $4 and change, another 2%. Yelp out with earnings up 15% this morning. We'll go take a look at that. Stock chart YELP is the ticker symbol. Let's go see what their numbers, what they reported. They reported revenue of $46 million versus $27.3. Loss per share of 8 cents versus 31 cents a year ago. Let's go check out Yelp and see what this is doing out here in the marketplace, see what kind of volume is behind this move. Good volume so far, but let's go ahead and pull this back further, see what it is actually doing out here. Just give me a moment just to pull this back. An IPO that takes us back into the time frame here of March the 2nd. The price range on that trading session day, low of 22, a high of 26. It went ahead and made a little bit higher high back here on March the 28th as it made its way up to 31.96, 5.2 million. You're trading above its most recent swing point, or trying to, as this thing here really consolidated. That was October the 4th, 2012. That high was 29.48, 1.4 million shares. Looks like it already has that here today. So it looks like Yelp wants to go ahead and make a run for for these highs out here at 31.96. The volume there, 5.3 million shares. So far, in only 6 minutes of trading, 854,000 shares. So Yelp out here is attacking its swing point high and looks to be doing it with volume. Let's go take a look here at, let's see, to the downside, we've got Shire PLC, SHPG is their ticker symbol. They're down about 4%. Let's see here. Their revenues, they reported, their revenues are down about 1%. Let me see if I can find the actual number out here, not without having to really search for it, so I will pass on. I'll pass on that, but we'll go take a look at the stock chart. We've got Triumph Group here taking the charge. Now they are in the leader in the clubhouse to the downside, off about $6. That's up 7.5%, 8%. TGI is the ticker symbol. They also were out with revenues. Their revenues, they reported income of $113 million versus $182. They reported sales of $986 versus $946, so must not be guiding very well out here. We've got Catamaran Corp, CTRX, off 6% this morning. Catamaran out with numbers. They reported revenues of $3.2 billion versus $1.7 billion a year ago. How about that? That's some nice growth out there. Where is their trouble? Let's see, net income of $51 million versus $26.3. So they basically doubled income, but their stock is taking it in the shorts here a bit this morning. So we'll go take a look at that. So they must be guiding cautiously. PBF Energy down 11%, off $3 and change. Solar City, SCTY, they're off 10% this morning, down $2.79. Concho Resources, CXO, off about 4%. Gartner Inc., IT is the ticker symbol, off 5%. Valero Energy, I believe, also out with maybe they're coming out with numbers after the bell today. I've got to look that up. VLO is the ticker symbol there, down 7%. International Paper down about 5%. Lincoln National Corp off 5%. Estee Lauder, EL, down a couple percent. Let's start by taking a look at, what do we want to look at first? Let's go look at Triumph Group. Since they're the leader in the clubhouse on the way down, let's go see what this equity is doing. TGI is the ticker symbol, not to be confused with tomorrow, which will be, TGIF. So this is a TGI. Maybe this is not TGIT because they are struggling. Again, TGI is the ticker symbol out here. We can see it's down, big gap down, and then we've got wide price spread to the downside. We'll go ahead and take a look at volume out here. Volume so far today, 156,000 shares. So let's go find the high volume bar that this is going to move into. It's not a very nice looking thing to go looking for that high volume bar and see where it's located. This thing has a high volume bar all the way. This is a daily chart that we're looking at all the way back to June the 22nd out there. That is a low of $55. It's trading at 73 right now. Other bars that this thing will run into should be January 31st. So January 31st out there looks like a little hammer candle. So it's going to be at that hammer candle where it's going to let us know if it wants to go all the way back down to those $50 range and test that high volume low out there. This is a hammer candle, came in on January the 31st. Oh, sorry about that. Came in on January the 31st out here. And that hammer candle's got 1 million shares. Of course, today already it's done 174,000 shares. So it looks like this will be able to get to 1 million shares without any trouble. The low on that hammer that you're looking at from January 31st is $68.53. If that gives way, that will tell you that this puppy, I don't know that it's a puppy, but it wants to take off all the way down for the June 28th level, right around 54-ish, 53-ish, and that is on TGI, Triumph Group, Inc. Let's go take a look at Citrix. CTRX is the ticker symbol. That is trading down about 7% right now, off about $4, $3.85. It is gapped down this morning. This here is going to try to hopefully, it's going to go try for this high volume gap up, come back to the breakout area. That would be a nice thing. That is got some monster volume, not to be confused with Monster Energy and not to be confused with Monster Worldwide. This one is called Monster Volume Gap Up. This is April the 18th. put this one on your pad of paper out there. April 18th, it's got 26 million shares to the upside. You can see that the low of that candle here was tested and held as a support area. We use a black line, so I've got both a black and a red line across my screen. Even with the gap down here this morning, only 459,000 shares. If this thing were going to be doing 26 million, we'd probably see more volume than is already in this. So now what you'd like to see is you'd like to see this pull back. You'd like to see as it comes into the area, and the area being 44.79 to 42.43, that volume really just lightens up. If we take a look at the last time down here on the test, was back in July 25th specifically is when it made its low out here, and that low was on 1.8 million shares and got down to 41.67. So if we just take a look at the volume dynamic, the volume, it's a characteristic, thank you. I appreciate that. Right around this July area, you can see it's all about 2 million shares. So coming back in to that level, assuming that Citrix or Catamaran, CTRX is the ticker symbol, assuming that Catamaran can move down there, comes back with light volume. Don't worry about the mere fact that you've got this little gap that is open here. If it comes in, you're going to have your stop on the other side of the gap. That means your stop would probably be below 39.28. Certainly below the high of 40.83 out there, and just watch the volume. But that has monster volume. That is a nice breakout session. That is on Catamaran Corp out there. Let's go take a look at Visa. See what Visa is doing here. Visa is now the leader in the clubhouse. V is the ticker symbol. I know that I've got that on my screen here. Here we go, Visa. So you've got some nice volume behind the move here this morning. Let's go see if this is at all-time highs out here. I believe that it is, and most certainly. So here's a nice IPO. This IPO coming out all the way back here to the time frame in March of 2008. Did make a little bit lower low back in January of 2009, and this thing has been off to the races. We'll go ahead and put a weekly chart up here in a moment, but we can see that Visa now taking out its most recent swing point high, which was on April the 1st. That had 3.3 million shares. It's already done a little over 1 million shares today. So this is a nice-looking move here. Let's go back and take a look at a larger term time frame. See if it's even possible to draw A to B equals CD. Well, it looks like I've already done that, so that work is done. It is beyond the 1 to 1.618. That sets up, well, the next move here is at $176. It's just around the corner. That would be your 1 to 2 A to B equals CD up. This thing has been a straight line move up coming off of the 2010 level. Made a low here with some decent volume. This was back on December 17th. This is the weekly chart we're looking at 66.50, and it has been nothing more than a rise since then. To get over that area of December the 17th, it didn't do it necessarily with volume because that was 120 million shares to the downside. It did it with 90,000 shares out, 90 million shares, I should say, not 90,000, and it has been off to the races for Visa. Let's go take a look here. We'll come back to some of these equities, but let's go take a look at some of the commodities in the marketplace because certainly we've got movement there. You got the King up 65 cents. Right now, I've got a little bit of a delayed feed on the U.S. dollar index, but the euro's down 133 ticks out here. But let's go take a look at gold. So we've got the dollar up, we've got gold up. Let's go take a look at bonds. Let's go see what bonds are doing. We'll kind of do this in reverse order here. So bonds over that 149 level. Bonds here had some decent volume yesterday. Really, you would have preferred to have seen more in order to, when you say prefer more, if you're looking for an A to B equals CD up, you want to see more volume in order for it to move up to that 153, 155, and maybe higher move out there. But it does look like the 155 is going to be your minimum target on the 30-year Treasury. Just simply that A to B leg is strong. We can see the C to D leg, though, right now is weakening. Not as strong as that A to B move out here, but still with a shallow retracement. Looks like the 155-ish range is where bonds are headed to. Light sweet crude pulling back nicely yesterday, giving back some of those gains here. Does look like what light sweet crude may be doing is just setting up the B to a C of an A to B equals CD down. That would take crude down and at least I would think test the swing point from April 18th. That high is 88.51. Slightly above it at $89 is the .618 retracement, and 87.55 that's inside the bar would be your 0.786 level. Let's take a look at high-ho silver out here. Silver right now trading out at $23.95. Quite frankly, just having an inside day here, an inside day traveling with inside the entire bar of yesterday. So even though we see silver is up 3% this morning, up 67 cents, just having an inside day, so nothing special in the move behind silver. Again, looking at the daily chart. If we go take a look at Goldilocks out here, well, that is the XAU. Let me switch over to gold. We'll take a look at the dollar continuous, the gold, the daily chart, I should say, the continuous contract. Gold also having a inside day right now. This red line here happens to be the moving average. That is the... It's a good question. Looks like that's probably the 50-day moving average out here, but why don't we just find out? Why don't I just do that and take a look? 20. That's the 20-day moving average, exponential moving average on gold. That seems to be holding gold in place here right now. But even with gold being up $22, really doing nothing much, just kind of an it is an inside day here, just trading with inside the range of yesterday. Let's go back and take a look at currency. The currency market. We'll go take a look at the euro on the daily chart out here. The euro, as we see, trading lower, was trading lower with conviction on the intraday chart. We will go take a look at that. We'll go down to the 30-minute chart here in a moment. If we take a look at the daily chart, though, on the euro, back really inside this little resistance range out here, but it keeps really trying to penetrate and bust through here. So looked like yesterday was the possibility of an A to B equals CD up. In the reason why I say it, if you just take a look at the retracement here from the high of February 1st out there, 1.37098, all the way down to the low, you can see, it's really been tinkering with this 0.382 level. So it needs to just close and stay below this black horizontal line. That black horizontal line pretty much right around the 1.3082. I would say that would be the really a decent. Well, I use the top of this swing here from December 5th. That would be 1.3125. So that's the area. It's trading below it right now, but it's kind of lost its way. It's trying to really figure out what to do. Neither got into, on the daily chart, neither got into an oversold or overbought territory. But on the intraday chart, as we were looking at that coming in at a little past 9 this morning, we saw that wide-ranging bar to the downside. So this does have lower to go. We can see that the euro hasn't moved down coming into that 9:30 time frame here, moving right into that truly oversold condition. So we're seeing a little bit of a bounce here right now. Maybe it is Super Mario here just trying to hold up the euro for a bit. 877-927-6648. The Dow is up 49. S&P's up 6. We'll be right back.
You've always taken the long view when it comes to investing, but what if there's an opportunity right under your nose? What if you could be more responsive to market trends to seek to boost your portfolio performance right now while seeking to reduce your overall risk? At Direction Funds, we connect investors with alternative strategies that seek to maximize their returns. Smart investors deserve smart alternatives. Find yours at directionfunds.com. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risk charges, and expenses of Direction Funds carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Funds. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact the Direction Funds at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. Investing in index funds may be more volatile than investing in broadly diversified funds. Distributed by Rafferty Capital Markets, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page at TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 38 points right now. S&P is up 5. Russell 2000 up 5 as well. Composite up 15 points out there, really being led here by Google and Apple this morning. Let's take a look into a couple of the sectors out here inside the S&P 500. We got the XLF. The XLF here yesterday, if we take a look at the volume behind it on the way down, 40 million shares, creating a little bearish candle out here. That is, again, the XLF, the financial sector that we are looking at, a little bear sash candle that it created. 40 million shares, not really that huge of a deal. Made a high out here most recently at 36 million shares, and then prior a high on April the 11th at 48 million. So no real breakdown here inside the financials. The financials do have support on any pullback right at the highs of March the 4th out there. That level is going to be 1780. It's been tested here. The volume benchmark is 67 million shares out there. So the XLF here held up relatively well, quite frankly, yesterday, other than setting up a bearish candle. But that was a pretty easy thing for it to do when you take a look at the small-bodied candles that it was dealing with out there. Let's go take a look at the XLK, the technology sector. The technology sector here, weaker than the Qs. If we take a look at the tech sector, you can see you've got that 0.786 Gartley sell pattern. That price projection, well, the pattern that I have drawn was 3063. Let's see what the actual 618. 3077 is the actual number out here. And 3077, it got up to 3081 on April the 30th. So we're looking at the XLK. So you can see on the XLK, it's got that 0.786 Gartley sell pattern. As far as candles yesterday, no bearish candle yesterday here, just an inside day. Volume-wise was 8.6 million shares. So the tech area, really considering the move down in the marketplace yesterday, the tech sector held up very well out here. Volume-wise, like I say, an inside day, 8.6 million shares after the a little bit to the downside or inside day versus being up on 13 million shares out here. But I suspect this will crack. It is just holding up right now. That was on the XLK. If we take a look at the energy sector, that would be the XLE. The XLE, as you can see right now, continuing to trade inside the lower part of its range. And what I mean by that is September 14th is a very important swing point. If you go take a look at the S&P 500 or the SPY, what have you, you'll see you're well above that area. That was really a consolidation range, a swing point. You can see even if we come back here in February of 2012, it was up around the $76 mark. And so the energy sector here yesterday, the XLE, that's what we're talking about, did not gap down, but it did have volume to the downside as it created this bear separating line. So that is the bearish of all the two candle reversal signals that you can get in a marketplace, and 15 million shares. So back below the September 14th high, which is 77.35. Now that also has 15 million shares. So no huge volume to the downside in the XLE, unlike April 15th, which had 24 million shares to the downside. So the energy sector needs a little bit of help here. That help would have to come from folks like ExxonMobil or Chevron, either to the upside or to the downside. If we take a look at ExxonMobil here, because the XLE is pretty much going to replicate a lot of what ExxonMobil is doing just simply because of the weighting structure inside here. ExxonMobil traveling in a consolidation range, that consolidation from about 91 to, it looks like, about 85, so about a $6 trading range out there. And right now it's it's mid-stroke. It's right in the middle. Yesterday was moved down with 11 million shares, but it had made a low of 17 million shares. So yesterday, not too bad. Folks, if you're off to start your Thursday, have a terrific Thursday, and always remember this: you have an amazing power within yourself, and that power is so strong it'll create a life of abundance, cure incurable diseases, build billion-dollar businesses, paint magnificent masterpieces, but most of all, folks, create fantastic, loving families. Thanks so much for being here, and thanks so much for being a part of the TFNN family. Take care, folks.
Let me tell you something, folks. I have people coming up to me saying, I just can't believe the amount of work that Steve does on his newsletter. And I says, I absolutely agree.
That is a recent clip from the Money Masters show that Tom and I do each day at TFNN. My newsletter service, Mastering Probability, is much, much more than a newsletter. Yes, it's outperformed the S&P 500 by 100% during the last 15 months. But more importantly, it's an extraordinary education, a roadmap for your success. And it's yours risk-free for the next 30 days. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and then Mastering Probability, because everyone needs a success strategy. For most, it's a competitive edge, the will to win, the drive to overcome any obstacle. Whatever you call it, winners find a way. Find your way to Mastering Probability today, because your journey to extraordinary rewards is just one click away.